Last time, we harvested all our canola and oats to help keep our big oil mill and small grain mill supplied with products. This time, we're using part of that oat field to build our new workshop and shed. And it won't be long before that field gets a brand new crop for the series. We've got one more field to plant with oilseed radish after the last episode of the canola harvest. This cover crop will only stay in the ground 1 month before we till it under and get the application of fertilizer it'll provide for the field. What we're working for now is mainly more land. In the shorter term, we'll be buying a big workshop and shed, but in the longer view, we need more land to grow more crops to sustain our oil mill. I've been looking around at fields for sale in the area, and they range from about $165,000 up to over $340,000. And really, it's a big field closer to that $340,000 mark that we need. We'll let the worker finish this field and go finish working where we had the oats planted, because we're going to do a couple special things with that oat field. First, we'll clear the straw. I'm not expecting more than 3 or 4 bales, so this should go quickly. Yeah, very quick. The baler will see some action again very soon, but we'll keep our toys put away where they belong in the shed. And go check on our worker. Right on time. We'll take over and put down the last row of oilseed radish. July is far from over in terms of the work we have to do, and that includes these little chores like moving the bales off the field we just made. The sequence of events here is, after we move these bales, we'll go sell our silage. It's done fermenting, so we'll get those sold, and after that, it'll be time to buy the workshop and shed. Let's finish with all the bale moving and get on to the purchase. Okay, we now have over $111,000 in the account. We'll be spending a good chunk, but a big workshop and shed is what the farm needs to protect the equipment and perform regular maintenance. Now, I had considered placing it up by the oil mill. It could be a nice little industrial corner and would work out perfectly fine. However, I think the new field will be better. We'll also position it on the corner of the field, leaving enough room to drive behind it, and generally give it some space from the main road. There. It's a very nice shed with 2 openings on each end. You could drive completely through it if you wanted. A little walk-in door, and 3 large bays to park things. It's the perfect size. Let's look inside. We have the workshop repair and customization trigger in the corner with the tool bench. All the shed doors are on motors to open and close. It has a light switch for illumination, and I'm sure these outside lights work as well. We'll take a look at those after it's dark. I often wait on landscaping till I see how a place is gonna work, but in this case, I know we're going to need a fair bit of space around the shed to get equipment in and out, So we'll do some landscaping now to gravel in an area. The AI workers should be happy with some gentle curves, and if we need to, we can also come back to gravel in some more. Now, around the back, we'll also spend a few dollars, plant a few trees, taller grasses, and a small tree or two. I think it'll make the whole thing feel more natural, and we're at a place where we can afford some aesthetics for our farm. All right, that should do it. A brand new workshop and shed. And based on where I think I'll be buying more land, it should be somewhat centrally located. I'm going to immediately put the workshop to use and repair the John Deere. We'll just open the end door, drive it in, and give it a servicing for a cheap $330. We can't refuel here, but we might remedy that soon and put in a fueling station. Just one thing at a time for now. Right now, it's time to improve our fields. If we look at the map, field 36 needs lime. It's the one right below our beehives. However, the other fields, I believe, can also benefit from some lime, even though they're not showing it on the map. We took the big flatbed over to the store because we're going to need quite a few pallets of lime to treat all our fields, all except the grass fields. We'll buy 12 pallets of lime at $5,400, and believe me, we'll use all of it. I believe the way it works is that each time you harvest a field, it uses some of the lime and reduces the yield a little. What we see as a white area needing lime on the map is a field that is completely exhausted of lime and is essentially giving no bonus at all. What we want is to keep all our fields as productive as possible. And I'll show in a minute how this incremental yield improvement works after we get these pallets all loaded. Okay, 12 pallets of lime, and this trailer is going to be quite heavy for the little 3650, but I think it can handle it, even if it does struggle. I just didn't want to bring two tractors over here, the John Deere as our only front loader, and a bigger one to pull the trailer. Come on, little 3650, you can do it! We're getting a little wheel slip on the front, but yes, it can handle it. We'll take all these pallets onto the new shed and pull the whole thing inside just to keep the product out of any weather. We'll also open all the doors. Lots of light and fresh air. Next is to rent a lime spreader, and we'll fetch that back on the New Holland. The Vidal is still about the best bargain, so we'll rent that, and should be able to knock out all the liming during the first hour of rental, so we don't have to pay any extra fees. For once, the lime spreader and its big wheels don't seem too oversized for the tractor. We've used this spreader before in the series, and it always looks to dwarf the little John Deere. Okay, all filled. We'll get right on with liming the first field, the one that needs it the most, and see how it goes. I'll probably also stop partway through and show you the incremental yield improvement thing. All right, we'll pause here and look at the field. This is the other field that had no white lime indicator on the map. But if we get out and inspect it closely, you can see a 55% yield bonus where we put down the lime, and only 42 to 45% where we haven't. And again, this is on the field that did not indicate it needed any lime according to the map. So we'll definitely get an extra boost in the canola harvest next year. Let's finish all 3 fields that have an arable crop and cross our fingers that we have enough lime. 12 pallets might even be cutting it a little close. Katie's cornfield right next door is one of the properties on my list and isn't too crazy at a price at $220,000. It's up for consideration. We're getting pretty low on lime, and we still have the prior oat field to do. There is a partial pallet or 2 here at the old shed, and I think we're going to need every bit to finish. This is a decent-sized canola field right next to where our oats were. Look at this, ready to harvest and only $155,000. This is the cheapest of the 3 I was looking at. I'd love to buy it, but we are still around $100,000 away, and even the trees we have left to cut won't bring in that kind of money. So we'll just have to be patient and finish the liming chore at hand. Oh look, we ran out with just that tiny bit left. Well, it's hardly worth going to get another pallet of lime, but we'll do it. It'll bother me that we didn't complete that small strip. So this journey of the John Deere back to the store is more about peace of mind than revenue. Okay, all done. We'll throw out the rest of our pallet and get the spreader returned. Great. So, if that canola harvesting, planting of oilseed radish, and liming wasn't enough for July, it's now time to start our grass work. I'll be using the worker some, but this grass still requires a fair bit of hands-on effort due to the shapes and small field sizes. However it happens, we'll get the cutting and baling done and see where we are. Okay, that part's done. Next, we'll be scooping up the bales and setting them to the side for wrapping. And it's the right opportunity to move our harvester to its new home in the new shed. The combine harvester's been parked in front of the wrapper for quite a while now, and every time I wanted to use the wrapper, it meant moving the combine. Not ideal. We may as well also get the header moved off, though it really wasn't in the way by the picket fence. Fits nicely, but I might change where we park it later. Now to pick up the bales, a joyful task with our auto stacker. You know, what I also like here is that the baling twine has switched over to a more natural color and texture, except what seems to be a couple bales. I hope it stays looking more like twine than white plastic wrap. All right, bales deposited, let's get them wrapped. July's freshly wrapped grass bales are September's boost to the account. There we go, a straight line of bales. I didn't get quite to planting the new crop, which will be carrots of all things. Let's hope that works out. And it's only one of several things for the next episode. We've also got to cultivate in the oilseed radish, plant our canola, and do a full round of seed rolling for all the fields. Grass fields included, something we've never done yet. All that and more in the next episode. There's also a new streamer collaboration I hope to announce soon for the new year, and I'll be seeing you in the next one.